How do we step forward and rebuild our lives with love? Great question. Well, hello, Redlo friends, and hello, February. February is all about love, and this month I will be talking about how we love ourselves better, how to love ourselves in this season of life, midlife, how to love ourselves beyond hard things, how to love ourselves beyond failure and those limiting beliefs that we have, and how to love ourselves through difficult relationships. In my book, Step Forward, I share that midlife can be both magnificent and messy. Some describe midlife as an awakening. Others describe it as a crisis. I have described it as a life transition from one season of life to another. And honestly, I think it's a very pivotal one, full of lots of change and self-discovery. The brilliant Brené Brown says that midlife is not a crisis, that is actually an unraveling. Let me explain. If you're not familiar with her work, she says that a crisis is intense, short-lived, acute, and it can be controlled. However, by definition, you can't control or manage an unraveling. And at some point in midlife, like it or not, you're going down. I love the way she says that. And you have two choices. You can either stay down or endure rebirth. I choose rebirth. And to me, that symbolizes a new beginning and stepping forward and rising up and starting again. And it makes a whole lot of sense to me because I've lived it. In my book, I share that several years ago, I found myself standing at a crossroad, uncertain about which way to turn, and asking myself a whole lot of new questions. Suddenly, I realized that the foundation of our lives, which my husband and I had worked so hard to build, our marriage, our family, our financial stability, our emotional health, and our spiritual health, was crumbling. It all came crashing down. And all I knew was what I thought my life would be at this point changed. There I was, in midlife, faced with restarting and rebuilding a life, reevaluating what was most important, rediscovering who I was, who I really was, what I was capable of, and making decisions for myself, for us, and for the future. And it was right there in the messy middle that new beginnings began. Along the way, I began to journal and write. Initially, it started as a cathartic exercise to help me process what was going on in my life, my heart, and my mind. I didn't know what else to do, and it seemed to calm the chatter that was going on in my mind. As the words flowed from my head and my heart through my hand and onto paper, then eventually onto social media, I started to get clarity and heal. I began an Instagram account under a pseudonym, well, because that was scary too. It was actually called Build Your Life with Love. And I put my thoughts out into the world, hoping to inspire some precious soul who just might need a little encouragement and hope. I wanted others to know that they were not alone. And as I questioned, pondered, and inspired others with uplifting and honest words, I began to inspire myself. And what grew from that experience was powerful, rediscovering my passion to write, finding my voice, and an even deeper desire to connect with and help other women who are asking lots of questions, trying to navigate these life transitions. Women who asked, what's next? Who am I? And I realized how much I want to help them step forward with their lives, pursue their dreams, see their potential, and reinvent themselves at any age. I want women to see the magic in the messy middle. And although the journey has been long, some of what I've written in my book that's nestled within the pages are stories of both the difficult and beautiful lessons that I've learned along the way. I share the tools that help me step forward and into the next season of my life, as well as the steps that I took to stop battling those things that have held me back for so long. And in a strange and wonderful, mixed up and magnificent way, writing the book put the pieces of my life together. It was like I finally found the one missing piece. You know, when you get a puzzle and you open it up and all the pieces are all just jumbled together, and then you take it out and you put it all together, and you finally put that one piece in, and you look back and you think, wow, that's it. And you've created a masterpiece. And in it, you see the beauty and the imperfections and all the little outline pieces around each puzzle. And all of a sudden, you step back and it all makes sense. Well, that's what writing the book was for me. And through the process, I share how I found the courage, confidence, tenacity, faith, flexibility, and self-love and self-care to step forward and to radiate my light out into the world, and hopefully to bless you and make that connection and remind you that you're not alone. Any transition in life requires change. And amid my struggle, facing myself and us, I found hope. I realized that it's definitely never too late to restart, rebuild, and revitalize your dreams. Along the way, I rediscovered who I am. And as a result, I learned that we are all so much stronger than we ever knew. And if you're listening in here today and you're midlife, you know that life is full of twists and turns and detours. And like me, you've walked in a lot of different shoes, and you've learned that the path of healing, self-discovery, and personal growth is windy. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And sometimes it's an uphill climb. And I'm here to encourage you, to remind you you're not alone, and to help you see the magic in you through the messy middle and love yourself better. Brene Brown also asks, midlife or midlove? I say midlove, and it takes courage to step forward and love yourself in this season of life, to do the work, to do the personal growth, and let go of those old patterns that have kept you stuck, that perfectionism, the people-pleasing, the performing, numbing, being so busy that we're not paying attention to the things that we need to in our own heart and soul. Yes, it takes courage to step into those courageous cowboy boots and step forward with your life. And it takes tenacity to keep going and not give up, because it's hard work facing ourselves, isn't it? But it's also magnificent. Brene Brown goes on to say that midlife is when the universe gently places her hands upon your shoulders, pulls you close, and whispers in your ear, I'm not screwing around. All of this pretending and performing, these coping mechanisms that you've developed to protect yourself from feeling inadequate and getting hurt, has to go. Your armor is preventing you from growing into your gifts. I understand that you needed these protections when you were small. I understand that you believed your armor could help you secure all the things that you needed to feel worthy and lovable. But you're still searching, and you're more lost than ever. Time is growing short. There are unexplored adventures ahead of you. You can't live the rest of your life worried about what other people think. You were born worthy of love and belonging. Courage and daring are coursing through your veins. You are made to live and love with your whole heart. It's time to show up and be seen. Ah, that's beautiful, isn't it? I read the whole thing because it really resonates in my soul. And I want you to step forward, to show up and be seen, and to know how much you are worthy of love and belonging. So if you have experienced this, and you've had this midlife unraveling, and you're like me and experienced the walls of your life that have fallen down in one way or another, how do we rise up and step forward? How do we love ourselves better? And how do we rebuild a life with love? First of all, make a commitment to yourself to love yourself better and work really hard on it. There are so many gifts in that journey. I continue to be on it. Number 2, let go of all the past struggles and allow every challenge and experience that you've had to make you better, not bitter. Embrace the struggle and realize it is intended to help you grow and help you step forward with your life. Number 3, let go of those toxic relationships where you have been scapegoated or gaslit. Number 4, don't ever let people tell you how much you're worth. You decide that for yourself. It's called self-worth, not others' worth. And your worth comes from inside. It comes from who God created you to be, not outside forces. You must live your life, and don't let other people's opinions distract you from your path. Number 5, make room in your heart for love, happiness, peace, and tranquility. That includes what you see around you and even the fragrances within your home. Number 6, do not place limitations on your age. You can step forward with your life and pursue those goals and dreams. I know it's possible because I have. I didn't say it was easy, but you can do it. Dream and do and believe you can. Number 7, start where you are and take one step at a time and be patient with yourself. Number 8, surround yourself with really great people who inspire you, lift you up, and encourage you to step forward. And finally, the last thing, stay true to yourself. Speak your truth and honor your voice. And I saved that one for last because that has probably been one of my biggest tools that I've used in my life to step forward. Michelle Obama says, there's power in allowing yourself to be known and heard, in owning your unique story, in using your authentic voice. In my book, I go on to say that your voice matters, your ideas matter, your thoughts matter, you matter. Perhaps you were criticized for your thoughts and made to feel that your opinions did not matter. Somewhere in your life, someone was dominant, overbearing, and possibly abandoned you. Therefore, you learned that speaking up had some risks. Perhaps you thought that if you did speak up, friends or family would leave. And maybe they did. I get it. I have been in this place, I've experienced it, and it's very painful. But here's the good news. Because of that experience, because of all that you've learned and all that you are full of wisdom and empathy. And there is no greater time than now than to use your strength and your voice. Stand up, speak up in love. The world needs you. The world needs you to speak your truth and to offer hope, healing, and encouragement. So share your story and your experience so others do not feel alone. Someone needs to know that someone out there is like them. I have been told to be quiet, stop making an issue, and just get over it my entire life. I often kept things to myself and didn't talk about certain things or make an issue of something because it just created complete chaos and it created distance. And I learned not to trust my ideas or my opinions. And I've learned that when you're told these things, it isn't about you. It's about them. And I learned what not to do. With my own children, I created a space for them to be able to have strong opinions in life. And I didn't stop talking to them because they disagreed with me. And what's been such a gift to me is to see them now in their adult life. They're awesome adults, and I'm so proud of them. I've learned so much from them, and I have so much respect for them. I'm still a work in progress, and I continue to learn and grow in this season of life. But I now help other women step forward and navigate these life transitions, overcome hard things, and rediscover themselves. I teach them to step forward and step into their potential, find their voice, and use their God-given talents. You can be a strong and confident woman and still be soft and full of love. I have learned that real strength, real courage, and real confidence are rooted in believing that what you have to say will help someone else. So start now. Step forward and speak your truth. You can love yourself better, dear one, and you can rebuild your life with love. I saw a quote from Raise Her Wild on Instagram. It says, "A surefire way to protect ourselves is to remember that hurt people hurt others. A surefire way to empower ourselves is to remember that healed people heal others." I hope that resonates. Remember that you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, and you belong. And I'm so happy you're here. You definitely belong. And on February 14th, I'm actually going to be going live. I will be going live on Zoom and then in Facebook in Hello Redlo. And I'd love to have you join me because we're going to talk about this topic, loving ourselves more and finding our voice. And I'll give you tools to do it. Make that connection with me and other women who are in this place in midlife. Give yourself that mid-love and love yourself better. Let's step forward together. Have an amazing day. God bless.